Good morning. Love or hate Marmite? Which one are you? I am love for sure. So today I wanted to film like this ultimate self-care day vlog. But before we dive into my day and what I'm up to and stuff, the inspiration for this video came from when I found this Medium blog by Diana Zant called The Unspoken Complexity of Self-Care. And I'll leave a link to it in the description so you can check it out. It's mostly comic book style, but since I read this, I haven't stopped thinking about it and I just wanted to share it with you and then kind of go about a normal self-care day for myself that is maybe not what you would expect from like an influencer, like self-care day kind of content. Like there's going to be no face masks or bubble baths in this video, is what I'm trying to say. But essentially the comic looks at self-care or care in general in like 4 different ways. So there's things that are self-soothing, things that are self-care, then community care, and then structural care. And oftentimes we have to rely on things like community care and self-care because the structural care isn't there. So thinking about care as all of these different things that are connected to each other really helps me in terms of thinking about like what it is that I need, what it is that my friends and family and my neighbors need, and just people in the world need, and what isn't being provided for them, what can be provided, what you can do for yourself if you're able, all that kind of mumbo jumbo stuff. But just as an example between self-soothing and self-care, some of the examples that the author puts in self-soothing are TV binging, bubble baths, singing loudly, fresh flowers, cuddling, exercise. Like some of these things, like getting out into nature, some of them could cross over into self-care as well. But self-soothing is defined here as activities that provide distraction and or comfort in difficult times. So obviously those things are necessary, but they're not going to necessarily like help those difficult times because they're just providing a distraction. And then self-care, they define as activities that help you find meaning and that support your growth and groundedness. Napping is in here. Very happy about that. Then like going to therapy, meditating, exercise again, taking ownership of your finances, getting medical care, eating well. Does Marmite count as eating well? I don't know. I enjoy it. All right. And a whole bunch of other stuff. Would recommend checking out the full comic. But today on my agenda is actually got some personal finance stuff to do. I've got some medical care stuff to do. And then I have some exercise, some swimming that I want to do later that I really want to prioritize because I was too tired to go last time, but that was what my body needed. But today I'm hoping that I have the energy to go because I think that would be really good for me. First, I'm going to finish eating my breakfast and then I'm going to put a wash on. Also, yes, I have long hair in this video. You're probably watching this after I cut it all off. I'm filming this way before that. Gotta take my folic acid and my iron. So every month I go through mine and Dan's personal finances and update our spending and like budget spreadsheets and stuff, and so that is happening today. I basically just kind of like make sure all the categories are correct in Monzo and then pop them in my spreadsheet where it's constantly calculating what the averages are that we spend on certain things each month, like food or eating out or transport and like shopping and all of that kind of stuff. And then I take like what we spent that month and put it into our budget spreadsheet, which kind of tracks all of the kind of like big stuff. So like how much we both put into the account, and then like what our regular savings are, and then like actually what we spent. and hoping that we didn't go over budget in the month. I absolutely love doing this. I have my color coordinated spreadsheets and I'm just so here for it, and it's like one of my favorite household admin tasks to do. But it's also just been so useful, and I know that people have lots of different definitions of like self-care and stuff, but one of them for me is about caring for my future self, even if that is like tomorrow kind of thing, but really like thinking about like, oh, this is going to help me in the future, or like, oh, I'm gonna thank past Hannah for like getting that done today, like, well done past Hannah, thank you for that. Also, like when I first started doing this, I had like no reference point for like what Dan and I were actually spending on things, and we just kept getting caught out by these predictable payments for things, but because they weren't coming out of our account monthly, they were like quarterly or once a year or twice a year, we just kept getting caught out by them, and we were like, ah, fuck. And so like the first year of us living together and me doing this, that happened all of the time, where we were like, oh my God, the service charge like is this much, and like we don't have that money in our joint account, and we would have to like pull money from our personal accounts and like pop it in there. But then after a year of like overseeing like all of the finances and like what all of those expenses are, since then what we do is I created this like boring stuff pot in Monzo. So all of those like predictable regular payments, but maybe only happen once or twice a year, I divided that by 12, and so then monthly we put that money aside into this boring stuff pot, and so then when those bills do come along, then it's like that's that money. So that's like service charge, ground rent, car insurance, home insurance, like all of those kinds of things that just add up, and we just kept on getting caught out by. That was definitely a learning curve, because that was a very stressful money year, because we kept on just being like, there's this other payment thing that we have to make. What is adulting? Part of today's self-care activities is medical stuff. So I am heading to a dentist appointment. I have not been to the dentist in about a year and a half. And then I also need to go to the hospital to pick up some stoma bags, because I am running low, and I've been like trying a few new ones and stuff. So that's what we're doing now. Appointment was super quick. Apparently my teeth look great, all fine, so I don't need another appointment for another 6 months, and I'm now just waiting for an Uber to take me to the hospital. I really do not like going to the dentist. I really enjoy many other things that involve like people prodding around my face, my head, my body, medical stuff or whatever. I'm just like, yes, I enjoy the touch, like it's fine, it doesn't bother me, except for inside my mouth, but it was like over in 2 minutes, so it was fine. I have my bag of bags. What fun. I was thinking about how, even though me like going and doing like my personal medical like dental errands and stuff is a form of self-care, absolutely there is structural care involved in that. For one, my stoma bags are free. Like I do not have to pay for my stoma bags because of the NHS, and then also I'm currently not paying for my dental care. Dental care in England, I'm not sure about other UK countries, but in England it is free for pregnant people and for 12 months after birth as well. I think dental care should be free all of the time, personally. Structural care is there, but like maybe not quite as much as we would like. But I thought it'd be interesting to read some of the other examples of like structural care and also community care that the comic goes into. So some of the examples of community care are childcare, education collectives, dignified, supportive healthcare organisations, worker-owned co-ops, intimate relationships outside of traditional romantic couplehood norms, love that. Oh, free cycle and buy nothing groups is on here, and actually one of the things I was thinking of maybe doing today, if I had the energy, was to like start putting up some of the stuff in our hallway on Facebook Marketplace just for free to see if people want. But yeah, I guess that's a form of community care. And then examples of some structural care: comprehensive universal health care, environmental defence and renewal, child and elder care for all, paid family leave, gender and sexuality liberation, racial equity and justice, efficient public transportation. So yeah, I was definitely lacking that today because I had to get an Uber to the hospital. I am tired. I am currently cooking myself a baked potato to have for lunch, and then I have a work call, but it's very brief. It's just like a research call for a podcast that I'm going to be a guest on. And then I also have my like IC sexuality educator course, like accountability group that I'm a part of. I guess, does that count as like a community care thing? Because we're all like part of a community and we're all like caring for each other and holding each other accountable to getting the work done, perhaps. And then after that is when I want to go swimming, but I think I'm just going to like chill out, maybe nap, and also just like watch some YouTube videos. That's definitely self-soothing, but also a bit self-carey. I don't even know. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, so it's time to go swimming. I like almost fell asleep this afternoon. I'm very tired, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I can do some swimming, and I want to do some swimming. One of the things that I do to kind of like hold myself more accountable and make it more likely that I do go swimming is, as soon as my swimming stuff has dried from my last swim, I just like take it down and I put it all in this bag, and it just like stays by the front door, just ready to go for the next time. So the friction is as small as possible. So now I'm like ready to go, and I'm just like, got my bag, just pop that in here, and then I'm basically good to go. Just walking back from my swim and feeling so good. It does feel weird though, that like door to door, like getting to the pool and then like changing before and after, it's like a really big time commitment for only being in the water for about 20 minutes, but worth it. I get the bus there because it's up a hill, but then if it's still light and I'm feeling like I've got the energy, then I can walk back. So that's quite nice. And I've just been listening to a podcast, and then my mum rang me and had a chat with her, and yeah, now I'm going to meet Dan at the pub. One of the other things I remember seeing on the like self-care comic was about setting boundaries and like saying yes to things that you want to do and no to things that you don't want to do. And so I think I might call it a day with this vlog, because I honestly have no exciting plans for the rest of the evening. It's just going to be very chill, preserving my energy and just chilling out and spending quality time with Dan. I think I just want to do that without getting the camera out. That's the boundary I'm setting now, self-care. But yeah, it's a really lovely evening. I'm in a really good mood. Thanks for watching. I think it's funny that at the beginning I mentioned no face masks, but I actually might do a face mask this evening because just talking about them made me remember that I have some. Let me know what you like to do for self-care, but then also kind of like some of those self-soothing things, and what you kind of like to do
as part of community care, receiving or giving and all of that. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm out of breath now.